Hey everyone, welcome back to Cloud Consultant YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to set up a scalable and secure centralized NAT gateway using Transit Gateway to connect your private network across multiple AWS accounts. So before jumping to that, let's understand the key features of Transit Gateway. So Transit Gateway is a centralized hub, which act as a central hub to connect all your multiple VPCs in different accounts, and it simplifies the networking across a multiple region. Second is like scalability, so you can connect your thousands of your VPCs across different account, and it remove the need of complicating the cross region peering, right? So it's very feasible now to connect your multiple VPC across region. Traffic routing is one of the additional features that Transit Gateway gives, is to control connection between the multiple VPCs or connection between on-premise data center and remote network, right? So using Transit Gateway route table, we can manage those things. Security and isolations, yes, it has a inbuilt security table. Think of in a way like you have your home route tables or physical device, right? So it gives you flexibility to provide isolations between which network need to talk to which network, right? So it is quite useful for securing and isolating the communication between the VPCs. So in this video, we will be using a transit gateway to connect multiple VPCs securely and show you how to set up a centralized NAT gateway for all your private subnet in a scalable and secure way. So let's move to the architecture diagrams. So this is more of a diagram which denote like multiple VPCs. So I have multiple VPCs here and some non-prod VPCs over here, right? So what is the purpose of having this is like all VPCs will be owning its own individual services, like this VPC hold AD services or shared services, right? And certain production VPC will hold a production workload, or there would be a unit business unit which will be connecting the its own separate web applications or a database. So consider like all these applications are getting installed and are getting used in the individual VPCs. But how about networking? Who has a control on all the outbound connectivity? What is going out? Because I believe like most of the system required to have outbound internet connection so that it can download the packages for patching, it can download the packages to connect to external systems. So it's very much important if you want to connect from one machine to the other machine. So yes, so this VPCs are connecting to the production transit gateway, and from transit gateway it will be getting forwarded to NAT gateway. Here this NAT gateway, in today's video I'm going to talk about only on the NAT gateway, why we are having this centralized NAT gateway. But in another video we'll be also talking about, instead of having NAT gateway, we can introduce a firewall. So any sort of IDS or IPS firewall, like the AWS network firewall, AWS Palo Alto, Fortinet. So this setup is like for the, if you want to have a very cost optimized way to control a network, having all the security best practices, this is going to be very useful. So without investing in the firewall system, I can still manage my network outbound connection and the centralized IP blocking. Everything can be done in this using this setup. So I will be spinning up two VPCs. Maybe one is a production VPCs, and one I can use a development UAT VPCs. Right. So this will have a different subnet. We will try to provision one issue to machine here, one machine here, right? And from it will be in private subnet, so it won't have a public IP. After this VPC setup done, we will try to do a connectivity by transit gateway. We'll create a transit gateway in this network account. So and this transit gateway will be getting shared across this account, and we'll be doing a routing table here, allowing the routing table so that communication from this application for the outbound internet should go to transit gateway, and from transit gateway we'll have the control policy to connect and go to internet, download the packages and come back from the internet and give that response. So this would be a to and fro flow, like uh, north and south kind of traffic. So when I'm saying north and south traffic in networking protocol, we say that anything goes to the internet is north and the return response is coming as south, right? If the communication between the UAT or production, you want to communicate between production and UAT, right? That is the east-west traffic routing. So that also we can control via the transit gateway. So that also I'll try to show you like in our demo. So yeah, the main objective is to how to set up this scalable, secure, centralized NAT gateway for this private network. Once we have this, we can just then after that apply the centralized NACL. So this would be our central place to block all the malware IPs, right? And you don't have to go and individually block the malware IP in here. And also we'll have a VPC flow log. For the this VPCs, which is residing in the network account, which will capture all the traffic which is going from here to there. And we will also have we can also enable a transit gateway log. Transit gateway also support the logs, whichever comes in the transit gateway that the traffic is getting logged as well. So yeah, I think this is more of theoretical session on how to secure decentralized NAT gateway from private network. Let's connect. I think we are good with this, so we can connect for demo session now. I'll log in console and we can move there. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Let me explain your diagram first. So we'll be having a three VPC. I think I create one VPC as a central VPC, which will I can call as a yeah. This would be my central VPC. I will be creating this as a second VPC. Okay, so this would be a network account where we are gonna create the route tables and other things. So we'll have one more account called Dev account. Same sort of, we'll have one production account. For production account, we have a pretty URL. Yeah, so we have three AWS account, and we will be creating the resources such as Transit Gateway Hub inside this. So this would be my Transit Gateway Hub. GW. I think it's good. This would be a TGW where we are going to host the main Transit Gateway Hub. And we'll be launching a VPC and we'll be creating a subnet route tables and TGW attachment. Same goes for here as well. So we'll be creating into production. Now after that we'll be doing the sharing this as a RAM to this account, and we'll be making the connectivity from here. In this account we'll be also holding two NAT gateway as I mentioned in my previous diagram. So this would be a NAT 1, NAT 2. Yeah, I think more of we have to achieve this one. So let's go ahead. So I'll copy this URL. I'll log in network. Let's move ahead for the demo now. So I'll connect to the network account first. I'll connect to credential. Parallelly also log into the other development account and production account as well. This is development account. Also create one more session for production. Console. This is my development. So here in this account we got to create a transit gateway. We'll use a Ireland region to connect to create the resources. Let's first go and deploy the VPC. I'll be creating the VPC based on our side range. So I have already created the CloudFormation template for the VPC. I can use this GitHub repository for that. Transit load networking. Yes, let me download this file. Ireland region. Yes, let me create this. So we need to go to CloudFormation first. Create stack from new resources. Upload your template files. Upload the file which you have downloaded. I have not downloaded the load. Let me download the network one first. Network file is this one. Next, give the name. So it takes few minutes to deploy the stack. Eventually it's what is getting deployed you can observe in the resource tab. You can see they got created the subnet, route table, everything. So it is in progress. I think it got completed now. So you'll see we have the VPC network. VPC got created. Cider range belongs to this one, 10.2.0.16. Now let's go ahead and deploy this VPC in this account. I'll switch to Ireland region. Subnet, download. Permission. Create the stack, new services. Upload the template. Download. So this is the VPC development VPC CloudFormation template. CloudFormation is a code which help you to deploy the resources in using the code. Wave VPC. Next, submit. Let's go to the VPC of this one. While it is deploying, let's download for the production as well. Production is this IP range. I'll just download this one. This one now. So let me log into production now. Let's check the development is ready. Development stack should be with some issue, I believe. Here it got failed. Let me see what was the reason. Refresh the page. Okay, so we don't have any VPC in this account available. I'll do one thing, I'll just delete one of the VPC. So it's a demo account for us, so already the VPC is deployed. So it has a limit of 5 VPC and the limit is already reached, so it is failing because of that. Let me delete this tab now here again. So I have removed one VPC. Now we have a bandwidth. Let's create it again. Okay, I need to change the name. Is getting. Meanwhile, let's log into production as well. Production account is this. I will go to CloudFormation. Create stack, upload. Next. VPC network. So this will create the VPC and subnet with a different range. Let's see, the development is ready. Yeah, development is ready. I will go to development. Let's see the VPC which is created. Yeah, this is the VPC which we created with the range of 10.0.0/16. Now let me filter out that. So we need to see our subnet is there. We have our subnet ready here. Okay, so meanwhile production is also ready. So our VPC setup is ready now. Let me create a separate so we need to create a transit gateway in our this one. But before creating transit gateway, let's go to the VPC section again, and I will create a subnet. So we have a route table getting created one. I will be in this route table. We have this many. Okay, I'll have to create one more route table for the saying it's a private route which will have a transit gateway, and then associate the private subnet which you want explicitly to associate. I'll select the all database and data, not data, only private subnet. So any server which is running in this private will have this, you will use this route table, and subnet is associated. Same goes to this as well. I'll create a private route table, associate with your VPC, create. Same goes to here as well. Yeah, I'll select my VPC, that is for VPC. And in production also I'll create one route table. Route private routing. Create route table. Then associate the private subnet inside that. Yeah, good. Same goes to associate a private subnet here. Okay. Okay, we are good now. So let's go ahead with the transit gateway. I'll create a transit gateway here. So this would be a network TG W hub, and giving a name that this is a network hub which is getting separated. REST or DNS support, other things I'll keep it as it is as a default. I'll not use auto accept, so this I'll keep it in manually, so they can only the child account production has to accept manually by logging to that account, create it, and yeah, we are good with the TG. Now let's go ahead and access the RAM resource. So RAM is basically a resource access manager where we share the resources with other account. So I'll be sharing the transit gateway hub ID with all other account, so the attachment get created. So create transit gateway Intel TGW hub. Now transit, I want to share the transit gateway resource type. This is my transit gateway. Next, and then go ahead, next, which so I need to share with my account. So I'll use development account first, and then second account I'll use production. This second account, this is my production account. So two account, I'll be creating it. Create resources. Now, okay, so we need to go in each account resource access managers and see any invitation has been received or not. Yeah, we can see that invitation is there. Click on this and accept the invitation. Very good. Now let's go to production. Resource access manager. Here it is. I have this is the invitation. Let me accept from production. Yeah, looks good. So now I think if I refresh the page, it will show that it is being associated. Correct. Now let me go in each account and create a transit gateway attachment. So basically what we're gonna do is transit gateway has been created in a network account and it can be shared between the development production. We can see, if we can go to VPC section, we will see that transit gateway is available here, which is being shared. I'll go here. See, this transit gateway is the one which is shared from the network account. Now we need to create the attachment. So attachment is, we will make sure that the route table is associated with this. With which VPC you want this transit gateway to be attached, right? That's we have to do from the development production accounts. And here I have to select my private subnet, and we are good. Click it. Now the same thing we have to do in production account as well. We go to production account, VPC. So step 1 was VPC creation, so step 2 was transit gateway creation, and then step 3 was sharing the transit gateway with the child account, that is dev and production. Step 4 is creating the attachment, which means associating the VPC with that transit gateway. attachment. So select the transit gateway which is being shared with your. So this is my transit gateway. Oh, one second, hold on. Yeah, this is my 4123. This is my transit gateway. It's matching, right? 02A, yeah. And then I have my VPC ID, which is this one. And then I will select the private subnet, which I have put it. Create the attachments. Looks good. So attachment is created. After this attachment, we need to go to network account and come to a transit gateway attachment. You will see that we have two pending requests, right? This is that request has been made from child account, and this is from development and production both. I need to click on action and say that accept. This is coming from your development. This one is coming from production. Accept the request. The moment you accept the request, it will be associated. So this is FDC, right? This is my day VPC attachment. I'll just tag it for a better understanding. VPC attachment. Yeah, looks good. So now I have to create the route tables. So generally one common route table is default getting created whenever you create the transit gateway, but we will be creating the separate route table, that is dev environment route and associate. So I'll create one more is like prod environment route. So suppose you're having a different setup, you don't want the development environment VPC to communicate with the production VPC. That is possible from here. Right? Now the next action is to create the so this is done. I think I need to do the attachment in this route table. Yeah, so there's no association here, so I will go and create the association. Development I want to associate with my but I think default is already associated default route table. Yeah, it is. I need to delete this propagation and association as well. This is so the reason why I'm disassociating this that because I want this development VPC or production VPC to manage by different route table as specified in my diagram, so that any VPC for coming which is associated in development route table will not communicate to the production route table, right? So that segregation we can manage from here, and even the outbound connectivity that also we can manage from here. Now let's go ahead and create the association. I think if it's available, yeah, the VPC I'll associate here. For production, I will create an association from here. This is, I'll keep it as a default, which is network VPC. So this is a network environment route. So in this, I'll be creating the route for network VPC. So I'll have to create the attachment for network VPC as well. Network VPC attachment, so that your NAT gateway and everything will set up from this account itself. Click here. I will select the private subnet the attachment. So this is created now. I'll select this and accept. Okay, this should be so the request has been made. I will take some time for getting available. So meanwhile, let me just go through the creation of route table and NAT. So this is my network VPC. Under that we have created the private route table. Okay, and okay, so we'll be creating a NAT gateway here. Private NAT 01 public, so it has to be created in public number subnet. Allocate this one. So this would be a central NAT gateway, and elastic IP will be static for this other NAT gateway. So I'm just deploying in EC1 first, and then I'll be creating NAT. I'll be creating the second NAT, EZ2. It will be in public subnet EZ2. Allocate the extra IP. This would be a second NAT public IP. So I'm having a 2 NAT getting ready. It is in pending state. So this would be our front end for all your application outbound internet. Now let's get this. I think yeah, first one is available now. I see the public IP is this one. Okay, this would be my NAT IP for all my environment. See, the second one is getting active. Meanwhile, second one is active. Let's proceed with making certain changes in our internet gateway route table. So generally this, so whenever the traffic comes, so let me explain the diagram again. So the traffic from this subnet will be going to a NAT, right? NAT will be having is getting deployed into a public subnet. So this will be in public subnet. Public subnet route table should have the all the IP of all environment for the return response. So let me show you how. So let's see if it's pending. So I have the public route table, in the public route table, private route table, we will be creating a transit gateway, and in public route table, I want the internet traffic to be routing, and even the return response to be. So if you know, like, what is the private, what is the IP of your environment? So let's see the IP. The dev environment IP is this one, so I'll just make sure this IP is added, and the target should be transit gateway. So think of this way, like, you know, the any traffic which is going to come from internet, it's my internet, suppose any traffic coming from internet, the response should be coming back to your environment. So this would be a return response from and let me add for the production IP as well. So production, I will just go to production. Let's see what production IP is. Yeah, so production VPC, production VPC IP is this one. Okay, right now. So I'm just adding the transit gateway. The return response for protection is done. So one sort of thing from the route table is done. I need to assign. Okay, let's go to the NAT gateway again. Do status. Yeah. So second one is also, so we'll have a 2 front end. This one, this one. So this NAT is being deployed in public subnet. So public subnet 1. And public subnet 2, right? So this will have the internet gateway, and for the return response, I'm just making sure that my environment IP is there, and it is getting forwarded to your respective transit gateway. Now let's go to the let's go to the transit gateway route table and see whether association is done. Yeah, association is done. Even for development, association is done. Now network account, I think we have the association network. This should be a VPC ID of a network account. Let's review this. Okay, this is the okay. It's done. Now I think from here we have done properly. Now let's go to the environment and we will be spinning a machine into the respective VPCs and seeing the outbound internet and traffic is going from this NAT or not. So EC2 machine. Launch instance. Okay, I'll just use T2 small. Proceed without compare. Need to make sure I'm selecting my own VPC, and this instance will be running in a private subnet, and disable. This will be disabled, and I can choose the existing or new subnet. New, I can choose new as well. Instance for the traffic. SSH, I don't want this as inbound. I need to have this right. Now connect to your instance profile. So this is for connecting the server is using SSH session manager. Yeah, I think the box is ready. Let's create one thing, dev environment. So this will be only accessible if you have your outbound internet, right? So we'll go one by one. So I'll review the setting that saying that. So it's a very simple. If you think of this way, this is your source machine, and what need to be checked, right? So first you have to check outbound rule is there or not. So I have the outbound rule to go to transit gateway or internet area, right? That's first thing. Second thing is I need to check whether my subnet is having a proper route to a transit gateway. So let's go and review. Okay, it is not having transit gateway route, so let's go and add the transit gateway route here. Edit. So this would be like any 00 traffic will be getting forwarded to your transit gateway. So initially, or maybe in previous lab, we have seen that mostly we are using 00 for the NAT gateway or the IGW, right? But here we are going to use the transit gateway, so that we are leveraging a centralized NAT gateway for outbound. Save this. Now looks fine. I need to, so this is fine. So two things we have checked, security group and route table. Now let's go to this traffic. So anything coming from this machine will be going to the first security, that is security outbound, and then second is a networking route table. So route table we have set up as a transit gateway. Now I need to go back to transit gateway route table here. So it will come to here, attachment, and see that it is having this attached. Now I need to associate a route over here. So 00 traffic should go to the production network VPC attachment. The reason behind any traffic coming from development should get forwarded to production VPC, so that it travel through your network account NAT gateway. Create the static. Now Same thing we have to do for production as well. So coming here, route table, it is not having anything. We have the static route 00 for network route. Looks fine. Okay. So yeah, traffic will go to the network account VPC. So the moment it comes to the network account VPC, let's go. It will come to a private subnet because we have created the transit gateway and private subnet. So let's check the private subnet route table. So we don't have anything here. We need to add a NAT, and yeah, we need to add the NAT over here. Edit. Here we need to associate a NAT with the center NAT which we have created. Okay. NAT1. Okay, save. Change this. Okay, so I think we have done one mistake. So let's go to route table. So since we are going to have AZ1, AZ2, right? So we need to have a two route table. AZ1. I'll create one more route table saying AZ2, so that the traffic from the individual AZ is coming and terminating on the individual NAT. So we will have a proper failure even if we lose one particular AC. So this is AZ2. Let me go and associate AZ2 here. Looks fine. So we have AZ2 here. AZ2, okay, and AZ1, okay. So now in AZ1 we have added the NAT gateway of AZ1. AZ2, let's add the NAT gateway of AZ2. That's fine. So we have associated like that. Okay. Now the traffic will come here in the private VPC. It will go to NAT gateway, and NAT gateway is deployed where it is deployed into this public subnet, right? So public subnet, we have to check the IGW in a route table. So this is nothing but it's an internet gateway route table. Here it will go to the internet gateway, right? So the NAT cannot be created unless until it can have an internet gateway. So it will go to internet, and the return traffic which is going to come from the internet, right, it should also have that entry. So the this is my development IP. So the return traffic coming from internet will go to individual transit gateway, and this is my production IP. It will go to transit gateway. So the moment the traffic coming from to the individual transit gateway, it will land to a route table of transit gateway. Let's go to the transit gateway route table of network VPC, and here is my network route table. Yeah, so I think it's already having that propagation. Okay, so traffic from return traffic from 0 and 0, it will get forwarded to individual VPC, which is my the VPC of dev and VPC of production. Okay, looks nice. So let's try connecting this machine for session manager. If it connects, which means outbound is there. Okay, perfect. I think outbound connection is there now. Nice. So this machine is running in which AZ? Let's check this out. It is running in AZ2. So we should be seeing the AZ2 IP. So yeah, this is my AZ2 IP. So we should be seeing this IP when we do the call. Okay. Let's go here. Call IP. It's going to 170, right? Okay, so it's going to 170. This is AC2 or AC1, I think. AC1. Okay, it's going to AC1, but I'm just surprised why it's going to AC1, because the request is getting initiated from AC2 machine. But anyway, the services are up. I think I will just spin up one more machine in AG2, but let's do it in production now. So we have set up the dev environment, and we are able to see the centralized NAT gateway IP, okay, which is the in network count, right? This one, 1270. Yeah, I will just try setting up the another server in production. So let's bring the production here, EC2 machine. Launch instance. I think it's very slow. Okay, so demo prod instance. I'll spin up a machine in this network T2 small without VPC. Make sure I'm choosing this one. I'll just choose AZ1 this time. Private AZ1. Can choose anything, any existing. I'll create one. We remove the inbound rule, and then I have to choose my instance profile to connect to my session manager. And session manager will only connect if we reach the VPC endpoint. So if it doesn't have internet access, it won't connect unless until you provision the VPC endpoint private link. So I'll cover that topic in different session, but yeah, today let's connect and see whether we are able to reach. The machine doesn't have any internet access, so let's review those three steps that I shared. Like, the source, this is your source machine which will connect to internet. Let's go to the security group. It has outbound rules, that's fine. So let's check is done. Let's go and check the subnet. And subnet, did we make any? It should go to the transit gateway. That should be a second check. It isn't, the routing is not done. So nice. Let's do the routing to a transit gateway. So any traffic coming from this VPC should get terminated to transit gateway. Okay. Save the changes. We are good. Now we'll go to the transit gateway route table. Here we should have the production environment route table. I think it will land here. It will see that the traffic is going to the network on VPC. Yeah, so network on VPC is created in it's created in the private subnet. So private route table is this. Okay, AZ1. This is my AZ1 route table. It should go to the NAT, and from NAT I should also have the return traffic. So you need to check the internet gateway route table. So this is my internet gateway route table. Here the return traffic of is going to transit gateway. If it is yes, then again we need to go to the transit gateway route table of network count and check whether you are able to these entries like return responses go into the VPC, which means everything is perfect. So we should be able to connect the machine, and it should connect from here. Let's see, it's connecting or not. Yeah, it's connecting, which means connectivity is there. Connection is there. Let's check the public IP of this machine for outbound. ifconfig.me. Okay, even this is getting terminated on the AZ1, which is fine. Yeah, so it looks fine. So I think we are much. Yeah, both machines are. This machine is also an AZ2, but it's giving the same result. Anyway, like I think that NAT gateway works in both way. The one is the primary NAT is getting active since it's a combined thing, but the internet access to the central NAT gateway is there. Even if I Even if I delete the second NAT, the first NAT, second NAT should be getting served. Yeah. And then, so our objective is achieved now. We are able to see that. Yeah. There. Okay. So our objective is achieved. We are able to connect to Google and any internet access any internet access using this approach. We are seeing that all our machines are getting spinned up. I will also try spinning up one more machine in our dev environment just for testing purpose. VPC2. Maybe this machine was spinned up very before, right? Then the time we made up changes. I'm just suspecting it should not be that case. Production development. Then I will choose the private EC2, and then I'll remove this one, and then I will just choose the instance profile for session manager, and we are good. So launch this. So what need to be checked? Mainly from the source machine, we need to check the security group. Outbound rule is there. Yes, outbound rule is there. And the second, the subnet route tables. So even subnet route table is there, right? Yeah, it's there, and we are able to. It's going to terminate it, and it also comes to here. Then we have to check the dev route tables and see whether it is going to internet network on VPC. It's there. Okay, so we are good. So let's connect to this machine again and see whether we are able to respond. Okay, yeah, even here. So it's a combination of that. So I think it works in a primary and secondary manner. So the traffic is getting terminated at the see attachment is getting subnet. Okay, it getting the subnet route tables. Yeah. So we are good. So now next task we will be doing is connecting the development instance. So I'll just go on and check the development IP. So we have this development IP, right? This need to connect it to our production. So if I open the port call, so let me go here. This is my dev. Yeah, no, I will just go and check my production. So yeah, this is my production. So I'll just open the SSH port from my production IP. So production instance IP is this one. From prod instance 0, right? So prod should connect to this machine, right? So this machine is currently running. Let's try install. I'll use a telnet utility for connecting over the port on duty and checking whether connectivity is there. So this is my IP telnet. We are not able to connect, right? Which means the isolation is there. So production instance cannot call to developer, and even developer cannot call to the production, right? I can just check that as well. Production also we cannot call. I'll just open the security group first to show you that it's not connecting. SSH. Okay, so I've opened the, sorry, which IP I have? This IP, this is supposed to be a development IP. My bad. The yes, okay. So I'll just try copying the this instance from this install. Okay, it's not connected. So we have our isolation currently, right? We are not able to reach to that from development to production, from production to development. Okay, fair enough. So now uh, let me go back to our so if you want to open that connectivity, right, we can do it that changes from our network account. So all the changes, opening the ports or between the across environment, everything can be done only from the network account. So it's a network engineer job who will do this changes immediately. So development route table, I need to add one thing more as any connection coming from development, which means the IP belongs to uh, IP belongs to any connection coming from production, right? So let me go back to here. Sorry, I am not able to. Yeah, so this would be my. It's not dragging. I don't know why. Okay, this is my production IP. So I'll just keep it again here. So I will just add a production VPC here. Maybe I can open an individual IP as well. That's fine. So I want this to be connected. This is my production VPC. Yeah. Anything getting initiated for this IP will get forwarded to production. This should be controlled at. This should be controlled as a return traffic level. So let me just think of that. So currently my source machine is this one, right? I'm trying to learn. So this is trying to reach, and this should go to transit gateway of development, and then I will be adding this record as a production. Yeah, and then create the static ports. Got it. So this is done. Now let's replace what is there. No, it's not coming. Okay, it's there. So anything coming from a source machine to this so we need to make the changes in dev route, and it will go to this VPC transit gateway attachment, right? So which means this is the route table for that, and here we have to add the return response, right? So anything coming from this machine, which is 236, right? 236. I need to whitelist in. It will whitelist in this as well. David say attachment, create attachment. Yeah. So yes, I think that's more of setting. Let's see whether it. So I'm just trying to understand. It's okay. Yeah, it took some time, but now it's connected. See, so we are able to connect to the development IP. So the same can goes from the production as well. If we want to check production machine, this is my production machine. I'll just try doing a telnet from production. Yeah, so this two connection is getting done between the environment. So we can manage all the isolations, changes, who needs to talk to which particular IP, and which network need to be getting isolated. Those all everything can be managed here. So I think I have covered all the points, like we can all the instances from the individual environment is able to connect to the individual NAT. So NAT, and let me try explaining you in this maybe here. So what we have achieved here in this demo is all the environments is getting terminated for the production transit gateway or transit gateway, common transit gateway. Over there we have created multiple route tables, so it get terminated on the transit gateway, and network account we have created two NAT gateway, and the traffic is getting forwarded to the center NAT, right? And also we tried saying like which we can manage the isolation between the prod and dev, so any communication coming from here will not get communicated else. But if you want to allow, that is also possible, right? So isolation is there. Now I think the last part was like how to manage this VPC flow log and NACL, right? So I think I'll cover the VPC flow log individually in separate when we have a logging session. So there we will be managing all the centralized logging for the VPC flow log, cloud log, guarded log, right? So that time I'll explain like how we are capturing the VPC flow log at each VPC and storing that. And the last part I think is that NACL rights. If you want to block any IPs in this thing, so how we can do that? Let me show you that as well quickly. One second. I will just go there. So if you get any malware IP or something getting reported, right, that you want to get blocked. So if you see that I have the route table here, and each route table will be coming up with the same individual NACL, right? So even network NACL is there. I have the common NACL, and all subnet is here, right? Feel free to come here, and the rules. Like add new rules 99 suppose, and I know the source IP, which is 154.146.17/32. I can deny that rule, right? So this is something. So this IP will be getting. So you don't need to make the changes on the individual VPC level. You can block the inbound and outbound rule both at the NACL level. So 154.32. I'm just giving an example like how to do this. Yeah. So we have the IP blocking happening from both inbound and plus as outbound as well. So this gives you control of centrally managing your firewall rule as well. So without having any network firewall, you can still manage to log all your IP, block your IP from the center place. So yeah, that is more of that I wanted to bring up. Thanks for joining in. I think yeah, so let's connect in this next video. Next video I'll be more of explaining you in detail on other part of networking component like VPC endpoint and other things. So yeah, thanks for joining. See you in next video.